The Magnus Carlsen vs Hikaru Nakamura World Blitz Championship was a highly anticipated match between two of the world's top chess players. The game took place in 2014 in Dubai, and it was a closely contested battle that showcased the incredible skill and tactical acumen of both players. The World Blitz Championship is a highly prestigious event in the chess world, with a long and illustrious history. It's typically held every 2 years, and the winner is considered to be the best Blitz chess player in the world. And Carlsen has won this championship several times, including in 2009, 2014, and 2017. Both Carlsen and Nakamura walked to the board with a sense of confidence and determination. Carlsen, as the reigning world champion, was expected to perform well, while Nakamura, a strong and experienced competitor, was a formidable opponent. The game started with Carlsen playing white and Nakamura playing black. Carlsen opened with e4, while Nakamura responded with e5. Carlsen then played knight to f3, and Nakamura replied with knight to c6. Carlsen's third move was bishop to c4, and Nakamura played the Petrov defense with d6. Carlsen then castled kingside, and Nakamura responded with knight to f6. This opening was a familiar one for both players, and they continued to play the opening moves with confidence and precision. The game was played at a lightning-fast pace, with both players making quick and decisive moves. On move 7, Carlsen played d3, which was a typical move in the Italian game. Nakamura responded with bishop to d6, and Carlsen played bishop to e3 on move 8. Nakamura then played knight to d7, and Carlsen played h3 on move 9. This move prevented any potential knight forks, and it was a subtle but effective move that showed Carlsen's mastery of the game. As the game progressed, the tension in the room was palpable. Both Carlsen and Nakamura were deeply focused, and their body language reflected their intense concentration. Carlsen sat with arms crossed, his gaze fixed on the board, while Nakamura fidgeted slightly in his chair, his eyes darting back and forth between the pieces. On move 10, Nakamura played c5, which was a typical response on the Petrov defense. Carlsen then recaptured the pawn on d4, and at this point, the position was fairly balanced, and both players had equal chances to win. Despite the pressure, both of them remained calm and composed, carefully considering each move and calculating their options. Carlsen then played knight to c3, and Nakamura responded with queen to d7. Carlsen, after playing f4, which was a bold move that aimed to create some weaknesses in Nakamura's position, had Nakamura respond with knight to g4 on move 15, which put pressure on Carlsen's position. Carlsen then played f5 on move 16, which was a strong move that aimed to gain control of the center of the board. The game was played at a blistering pace, with both players making quick, decisive moves. In Blitz chess, players typically have just a few minutes to make all their moves, which can make for an extremely fast-paced and intense game. However, in this particular championship, a slightly longer time control was used. Players had 5 minutes to make all their moves, with a 2-second increment added to their clock after each move. This allowed for a bit more time to think and strategize, while still keeping the game fast-paced and exciting. Having Nakamura move his pawn to c5, which was a typical response in the Petrov defense, Carlsen then played bishop to f6, which created a weakness in Nakamura's pawn structure. Nakamura responded with f6, and Carlsen played queen to e2 on move 19. This move aimed to put pressure on Nakamura's position and create some threats. As the game approached the middle game, it was clear that Carlsen had a slight advantage. His pieces were more active, and he had created some weaknesses in Nakamura's position. However, Nakamura was a fierce competitor, and he continued to play with energy and determination, looking for any opportunity to turn the game around. Nakamura played a6, which aimed to prevent any potential threats from Carlsen's bishop. Carlsen then played bishop to b3 on move 21, which aimed to create some threats on Nakamura's position. Nakamura responded with knight to c7 on move 22, which aimed to create some counterplay. Carlsen is known for his precise and positional play, while Nakamura is known for his aggressive and tactical style. This difference in styles was on full display during the match. with Carlsen focusing on controlling the center of the board and developing his pieces, while Nakamura looked for ways to create imbalances and exploit weaknesses in his opponent's position. On move 23, Carlsen played rook to d1, which aimed to put pressure on Nakamura's position. Responding with queen to b6 on move 24, which aimed to create some threats to Carlsen's position, Carlsen then played g3 on move 25, which aimed to create some weaknesses in Nakamura's position. Blitz chess is a highly demanding form of the game, but despite the pressure, Carlsen and Nakamura demonstrated their exceptional mental fortitude and concentration. On move 26, Nakamura played knight to e6, which aimed to create some counterplay. Carlsen responded with queen to f3 on move 27, which aimed to put pressure on Nakamura's position. He then played c4 on move 28, which aimed to create some threats in Carlsen's position, responding with c4 on move 29, which aimed to create a disadvantage in Nakamura's position. The decisive moment in the game came on move 30 when Nakamura played bishop to c4. This move allowed Carlsen to capture the pawn on c4 with his d-pawn, creating a weakness in Nakamura's position. He responded with queen to a5, but it was too late to save his position. Carlsen capitalized on his advantage, playing a series of strong moves that left Nakamura with no way to defend his position. On move 37, Nakamura resigned, recognizing that he had no way to avoid defeat. Carlsen had won a hard-fought victory, affirming his exceptional skill and tactical prowess. The spectators erupted into applause, and Carlsen stood up from the board, his face breaking into a smile of satisfaction. It was Carlsen who emerged victorious. With a series of strong moves and tactical maneuvers, he was able to secure a decisive advantage and force Nakamura to resign. The audience erupted into applause, cheering Carlsen on as he celebrated his hard-fought victory. It's worth noting the incredible level of preparation and analysis that goes into high-level chess matches like this one. Both Carlsen and Nakamura would have spent countless hours studying their opponents' playing styles, analyzing their strengths and weaknesses, and developing strategies to gain an advantage on the board. As the players shook hands and exchanged a few words of congratulations and commiserations, it was clear that both had put their hearts and soul into the game. The World Blitz Championship had been a thrilling and unforgettable display of skill, determination, and sportsmanship, leaving everyone in the room in awe of the talents of these two incredible chess players. Nakamura praised Carlsen's performance, acknowledging that he had been outplayed in the game. Carlsen, for his part, acknowledged Nakamura's skill and sportsmanship, noting that he had played a tough game and had pushed him to his limits. The Carlsen vs Nakamura match was notable for the level of interest it generated among chess fans and enthusiasts. The game was live-streamed online and attracted a large and engaged audience, who followed the action with keen interest and enthusiasm. This highlights the growing popularity of chess as a spectator sport and the incredible skill and talent of the players who compete at the highest levels of the game.